Okay, hello, hi. So we're going to figure out who we're going to do next. I just realized we haven't done any of the fire signs. Taurus we've done. Scorpio we've done. Gemini we've done. Pisces. We haven't done Pisces yet, I don't think. Apologies for the nails. I'm not doing my nails for a while, but Pisces, it's your turn. We're going to do what you don't expect for the rest of May, what is hidden from you. That's why, hence the reading is called The Hidden. It's a spread that I've kind of, surmised or, incepted within my mind. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the magnetic poetry, followed by the Santa Muerte deck. I'm kind of going through all my decks and figuring out which ones I'm kind of just using them all this time around. Well, I have more than what I'm going to use, but anyway. Pisces, what is hidden for? Please check the description box, by the way, for everything you need to know, including where you can check out your natal chart. If you don't know your rising sign, you'll need to know the time that you were born in order to find out your rising sign, but the place that you can do your natal chart is a super comprehensive site. So go to that link and you can figure that out. But anyway, let's get started for you. What is hidden from your awareness during the rest of May, Pisces? Grab pen, piece of paper. We're going to put these in list format for you and you can write them down and you can figure out what in particular you are getting from the universe as far as messages with the magnetic poetry. Okay. Hit the pause button if you need to. Hope you can see all of that. Those are your messages from the magnetic poetry. And if you didn't already know, my laptop, the screenshot key is misfiring. So of all the keys that make it completely impossible to use your laptop or record or do anything, it's the screenshot key, the screen capture key. So I have to get that fixed before I can do anything. So I decided I would come on here and use my cell phone to continue doing readings for you. All right, so those are your messages from the magnetic poetry. Let's get started for you with the Santa Muerte Tarot. This is like a box style spread. 5 of Cups. Gratitude. I almost wanted to say gratuity. Something to do with somebody that you're going to provide a gratuity with to. Or something hidden about gratuities. But this is about gratitude. There's something about gratitude that should be apparent to you during this time. But I don't know why I wanted to say gratuities. Something hidden in your gratuities or hidden gratuity in something that you're paying for. Or something hidden about the way that you did tip something. Or maybe you hid something, like hid a tip in something for somebody during May. Like a gratuity. We're going to start out with what's hidden from your awareness about yourself or the core issue, what's hidden from your awareness for you at this time in the current, and then we'll kind of go through it. I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing with these. You keep getting jumpers. You're choosing a direction right now. 2 of Swords. I only take flippers and jumpers anyway, but we want to shuffle before we do this. Coincidentally, I consistently shuffle the cards after I use them for readings, but I want to do it on camera for you just in case you're an extremely skeptical person, which oftentimes Pisces can be. Skeptical about some things, and at the same time, oddly enough, gullible in others. I mean, I don't know, for like lack of a better term, I don't really know what other word to say that's less offensive than the word gullible. I'm a Pisces, like my Venus is in Pisces. So is my Mars. So the way that I argue is very Piscean, as well as the way that I love is very Piscean. So I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. Twist for fairness for you. And then let's get started. Okay. Flippers and jumpers, only maximum of 3. Let's start with the heart of the reading, which is the energy that it's hidden from your awareness, but it's about you. It's about your core issue or something that's within you right now. That was fast. We have the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords. I should probably grab my glasses for this reading because you see the numbers are super small. But 4 of Swords, there's healing happening, rejuvenation, rest, meditation, a time where you're contemplating something extremely deep. There's deep contemplation here. Following a death of a loved one, potentially, but also contemplating on the death of a loved one, healing after mourning, healing after heartbreak. But there's a sense here that it's the meditative state, the retrospective thought after something, looking at something with the knowledge of hindsight for the purposes of healing, from the 3 of Swords, right, which is deep heartbreak. You see here, he's putting the nails in the coffin, so it's like he's putting something to bed, finally putting it to rest, but like really putting it to rest, preparing to bury it forever, you know. Hidden from your awareness in the past. So what is before you? What came before that you were not aware of? Let's see. In the recent past, during May for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, we have the 1. I'm not going to look at it because it came out face down on the board. And what else? So we got another one face down. They came out like this, so I'm not going to look at them yet. And lastly, we have a lot of jumpers, but they're not wanting to express themselves, if you will. Tell us what else. Pisces, what is hidden from your awareness in the past for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, during mid-May, moving into June. Okay. Oh, we had 2 on that. I think there are 2 kings. Oh no, a king and a queen. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? So first ones we have here that were face down, we have the Santa Muerte card, which is the death card in reverse. Followed by the 6 of, the 6 of Pentacles in the upright. So, reconciliation, cycles that aren't ending, a lack of feeling whole and complete, something that's unfinished business, if you will. Also, just a continuous cycle, an unending cycle, or things that it's like that the expression bang head against the wall, see if it still hurts, repeating cycles, and not necessarily learning something with this in the reverse. There's no transition, no rebirth, no movement forward, because there's consistent rewinding on something. You might be beating a dead horse. I'm hearing over here, beating a dead horse with this card. And then there's equilibrium and balance that's being achieved at the same time, or a need for balance and equilibrium. Charity and the charitable here with this card. Something about give and take in the recent past. So there was something that was unending, or a repeating cycle, and a lack of transformation when it came to balance with coin, energy, and time and effort. If we look further into this, I hope I don't have like a bat in the cave. Sorry. But then with the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups here together, there's a hot and cold energy with these 2 individuals. Do you notice that? I immediately see that. The red and a little blue. I just heard this. She's in it for the money. She's in it a little red, a little blue. Matt Good, she's in it for the money. He's a Canadian guy. I know I have a lot of American viewers. At least I used to when I had a lot more viewers. But she's in it for the money by Matt Good. A little red, a little blue, climb the walls. How about you? and it don't mean a thing, and it terrible to think she's in it for the money, though love don't cost a thing. You build your heart a diamond and it don't need no ring. It gets me lying sideways, and every time I sing a cheese, in it for the money, though love don't cost a thing. So here, Santa Muerte is it, so the death card is in the reverse, right? It's a repeating cycle that requires balance with the coin. She's in it for the money, though love don't cost a thing, you know? And I see that here, the two counterparts. The queen is a warm, nurturing figure. Leo energy in particular, but not necessarily, because the queens are supposed to be the cardinal sign, so Aries energy. But oftentimes I do see Leos pop out as queens. The Queen of Wands, rather. Nurturing, warm, a very passionate, fiery, inspiring, and creative woman, often surrounded by animals or loves dealing with animals. But again, very passionate, very warm, sometimes warm to the point of burning, but usually an extremely warm and nurturing person. For some reason, I'm getting right now somebody with very warm brown eyes. I don't know why I'm getting that, which is super funny because I never really get that kind of shit. And then with this, we have the King of Cups, is somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve, yet is extremely protective of that energy. They don't just give it to anybody. I know here we have him drinking something. Might be somebody who has a drinking problem or a former drinking problem, or it's like, God, this chick could drive you to drink, is kind of the feeling here with the two of these. I don't know why I'm getting a literal sense from the cards. Sometimes when I read cards, it's like the interpretive meaning is there, but then it also you get like the channeled meaning, you know. And last night I was up and I was watching some stuff, and for some reason all of these reels were coming through on my Insta, and I was really annoyed because somebody was like saying something that was completely zero had to do with the Four of Wands that they were talking about, and they were just talking about the Four of Wands, and nothing that they said had anything to do with the Four of Wands. I kind of feel like I'm doing that with these. Well, just with this guy, not with her. But he's got his back to her, and she's like, and she's got so much that she wants to say, and he's like, God, that chick will drive you to drink. I'm sorry. That's what I'm getting. Could be a guy who, you know, he's very protective of the heart space. He's also very giving of the heart space, but at the same time, he may have at one time had a drinking problem. King Cups is typically your Scorpio individual. Also, sometimes I read it as a Piscean individual, so that could be you. Doesn't have to, it could be you living into your masculine energy, but it's somebody who is very protective over their emotions, very protective over who they share their emotions with, and that heart is around his, my heart is a fist. My heart is a fist. But it has to do with this repeating cycle. I think that was what I really wanted to get at here. Is that it has to do with this repeating cycle and lack of transformation. Like it's same shit, different day. And then you got this. The lack of balance and equilibrium, or the need for achieving balance and equilibrium in a relationship in between these two individuals. One person's giving, another person's taking, and there doesn't seem to be much change happening on that front. That's in the recent past. And normally I don't take 4 cards, but we'll have to on that because the 2 came out at the end. And that might be somebody in your environment. That doesn't necessarily have to be you, but that's just the way I'm seeing it. I was only supposed to take 40 minutes to do this read, and I'm already at 14 minutes. Anyway, top of mind for you, divine guidance, you know, is something that's coming down from the heavens for you that is hidden at this time. Could be messages that are coming from above for you. Could be stuff that's kind of floating above the surface as a top of mind, or stuff that's going to come in through, I'm getting through the crown chakra, that it's all this stuff that's, you know, should be apparent, that's hidden from your awareness during mid-May to June. What do we have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We already have 2 that have come face down. Everything is coming face down for you. And I kind of like that because that's a very Piscean thing. You have to catch the fish. You have to catch the fish to see the fish. Oh, we already, yeah, sorry guys. I didn't even notice that. Let's go. Okay. Do I have any other flippers in here that I didn't see? I do. I have one more here that we have to take. Anything else? No. Beautiful. Sorry. Okay, so these two that were flipped in the deck that I didn't even notice. We have Temperance in the reverse with Strength in the reverse. Sagittarian energy on the Temperance card. That's a lack of patience, but also a lack of healing and a lack of moderation. A lack of grace, like the absence of grace. So there's almost as if somebody is calling to your attention, a loss of temper, a lack of grace. Somebody's losing their temper over and is extremely impatient. I don't know if this is something that you're being called out on. Sorry, that was me. That wasn't like a spirit thing. That was me. But it's something that you're being called out on. Could also be an angry individual or a group of individuals, Sagittarius and Leo, because Strength is Leo card. But this is a lack of, this could be somebody with a strong temper, somebody losing their temper, somebody who's living into that attention whore type energy, somebody who likes to have a lot of attention paid to them. And then here's the lack of grace, the absence of patience, somebody who isn't healing and doesn't have any moderation in the things that they do. No healing on something. What's hidden here? There is the hidden. We have the hidden element. That's what we're reading for. The Four of Cups in the reverse with the Empress in the reverse. Somebody is recognizing they're coming out of a lack of interest, a depressive state where, they just don't really feel a motivation to recognize the offerings, the emotional offerings that are being presented to them in the real world or from the universe. They're starting to recognize the emotional cup that's being, extended to them from the universe. They're starting to see the connections that are being offered to them, but more importantly, like I said, the one from the divine. Issue is that they're not necessarily connecting with the earth energy that they need to. This is Taurus and Libra energy. We have 3 cards that are major arcana that are in the reverse here, and I'm just trying to think about this as a sentence, if I look at this as a sentence. Not connecting with the creative energy, not connecting with your earth energy. Therefore lacking inspiration. Somebody hasn't taken the time to heal. There's a cup that's being extended from the divine. This is extremely apparent, but this is top of mind. This is urgent. It's something that you don't expect. There's an emotional offer that's being extended from the divine. Yet at the same time, there's an absence of creativity. You're feeling uninspired and unable to connect with your creative energy at this time. Because there hasn't been the necessary amount of healing. There's a Temperance card in the reverse. And on top of that, you may have been, you or somebody else, this person who's extending this cup to you, even though it's a divinely guided connection, they may not be connecting with the earth, but they're also not exercising moderation over the things that they're imbibing in. The healing element isn't there. They're extremely impatient and they lose their temper quite quickly. They don't have control. They've lost control. They're out of touch and they've lost control. Out of touch and lost control. Look at this shit. Out of touch and lost control. We got an Empress in the reverse, not connected with the feminine principle, not connected with the Earth Mother, not connected with their creative energy, and not able to manifest anything on the earthly plane that is of promise. Not exercising moderation, a lack of patience, the inability to be patient and graceful with people. And then we have somebody who cannot contain the inner beast. These are the same individual. I feel like this is a warning sign. You're going to believe that I don't like doing this fear monger shit. I'm sorry, but this is what I'm seeing, right? You're going to believe that a cup is divinely guided to you after a lack of motivation and a lack of interest on the emotional affair with your emotional affairs. You're coming out of that depressed state where you don't give a shit really about any of the cups that are being offered to you. You're coming out of that now. And a lot of time we talk about when cards are in reversals, sometimes they mean the preceding card. You could be actually meeting somebody at a party who is like this. They imbibe. They're not patient. They lose their temper. They're not connected with their feminine principle. They might be living all in masculine energy at the time. But they're losing their patience and there's a loss of temper. Could be you, but I don't see it as you. They're not, they have the inability to problem solve using creative solutions. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. This person will have Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius, and Leo in their chart. Or Taurus or Libra, Sagittarius, and Leo in their chart. Sorry, it's a warning for you. Interesting. Okay, what's below you? What's kind of bubbling under the subconscious and hidden from your awareness at this time? From May, that's way too, is it too many? You've been getting 4 for everything. I have to take them because it's flippers and there's only 3. But normally I would want to shuffle the cards far more, but I'm going to take them because there's only happy accidents here. Bubbling up from the surface for you during mid-May through to June. The 2 cups in the reverse, a 10 of swords in the reverse, and a King of Pentacles in the upright. This is a sentence for you. Subconsciously, you understand that there was a meeting with somebody or there is going to be a meeting with somebody during this time frame here that doesn't occur. Somebody might not show up. You might get stood up. You might be looking forward to meeting up with somebody to discuss something. It's an emotional discussion, something that's supposed to be extremely fulfilling, as you can see here. A date, coffee, something like that. Something where you exchange, where you break bread with somebody. It isn't going to happen, or it isn't going to work out when it does. But the thing is that there's healing with that. It's almost as if you're avoiding a great deal of pain by not indulging in that moment. Or you have to realize that it didn't work out for a reason here. That if it did, you would have ended up in a 10 of Swords type situation where there would have been agony, pain, endings, grief, loss. You know what I mean? And interestingly enough, it helps you to realize where your capabilities on the home front and your stability is of utmost importance to you, and where you've really lived into a place of having stability and warmth, and where you can supply that for yourself and for your surroundings. Like this meeting of the 2 wouldn't have been the thing that would have kept you warm and happy and fulfilled anything for you anyway. It didn't happen. So what I've got, I'm a King of Pentacles type individual. I can offer myself security, stability, and a warm, nurturing home. Because that is essentially what the King of Pentacles does. Taurus energy here, by the way. It could have been with a Taurus individual. But I think the message really is here that like I said, you avoided a painful, worrisome situation by not meeting up with somebody. And you understand that, and that you keep yourself warm, you know? You subconsciously know that it didn't happen for a reason. Moving forward into June. You're very, very quick on the draw here. We have the moon. which is funny. This will be during Cancer season. There is going to be a lot of, there will be a lot of powerful dreams that you'll be having, but also I think there's something of the hidden here for you, a lot of mystery. Beware of deceptions. But I think for you more, it's about the reflection period that happens during the dream state. Is something that that's really coming out here for me. The reflection period during the dream state reveries, what happens during your dreams, and the distortion of reality during your dreams is something else I'm getting here. See how it's a reflection of the moon in the water? How are we able to resolve things during the sleep state? Where can we clear out confusion and sift through that drier lint of the day? By navigating the emotional waters of the night. The dream state is a place where we do sort through a lot of our subconscious bullshit. And so I think that there might be a lot of mystery happening in your dreams. You might be having a lot of vivid dreams. You might be having a lot of strange dreams. The thing is that when you wake up in the morning, have yourself a think about what you dreamt about. Why did I dream about that? What did it mean? And not necessarily from a fortune telling standpoint, more from the Freudian interpretive and an analyzing standpoint. Tell us more. Yeah, like I said, you're quick on the draw. What do we got? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about an offer here. With the 6 of Cups. Is it the 6? No, it's the 9. 9. It's the 9 of Cups. No. Yes. Which makes this the 9 of Pentacles, which gives me even more of a problem because... So this is the problem with these cards. Hey, folks. Is this a 6 of Pentacles? Because it's like this. Do you read it like a 6 or do you read it like a 9? Because they're sideways. This is a 9 of Pentacles back here. That's so forgive me. We'll talk about that for a second before we move forward. This was the 9 of Pentacles. I'm very sorry about that. And being that it is the 9 of Pentacles here, a repeating cycle doesn't have to do with charity with these two back here in the recent past. What it has to do with is it has to do with whether or not somebody is self-reliant, whether or not somebody can stand on their own 2 feet. Are they relying on another person? Which of these two is relying on the other? Hidden from your awareness in the recent past is it's a repeating cycle of somebody relying on somebody else, an Aries individual relying on a Scorpio individual, or vice versa, a Scorpio individual relying on the Aries individual. Maybe there's a lot of, I'm seeing this as codependency, actually. Codependency. Yeah, codependency. That totally changes everything about this right here. But I'm absolutely willing to admit that and go back over it. But yeah, with that being said, moving forward, there's an offer. For what it's worth consolation prize, a small little peace offering, a timepiece, somebody coming up to you and saying, well, for what it's worth, or it's worth a shot or something like that. It's an offer of somebody's time, effort. It's a small offer, but it's an offer nonetheless. Leads to a feeling of, it like bolsters your self-worth. It bolsters that sense of self-love. It gives you the opportunity to exercise your self-love. It does have to do with the dream state, though. It's something that, there's something deceptive or hidden or distorted in your view of it, or you might dream about it. You might be dreaming about one time when there was a small offer of investment or investing time, money, energy, effort into something that had to do with whether or not it was like a test on your self-love. Thank you. That's what's going to happen. You're going to dream a lot about something that has to do with this, and then it's going to pop up during June, during Cancer season. So June 21st onwards. where all of a sudden you're going to have an offer pop up. It's going to be very small. It's going to be about time and effort. Monetary perhaps, but it's going to give you, it's a test to see if you really do love yourself. It's a test to see if you're willing to nurture yourself rather than, replenish somebody else's cup, or you, ensuring that you have the full cups, the full 9 cups yourself before you move on to replenishing another person's cup. Because you do have the treasure. You have the treasure. So this person with their stupid little purse. When this person comes along with their stupid little purse and goes, hey, I got something for you. And you're, yeah, so what? I've got a fucking treasure trove of cups here. What do you want? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Bottom of the deck for you, Pisces. We have the Page of Wands. Another stupid little offer. It's not a stupid little offer. It's passionate. It's a passionate communication. Same with this. It's a a communication about an offer of effort, time, money. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, okay. I got a treasure chest over here. Put your stupid little purse away. You know what I mean? Anyway, over here. Thank you. I realize that I'm worth more than that. That's what's gonna happen. You're going to literally communicate during June. Somebody's gonna come out. You're gonna be like, oh, well, and then you're just gonna be like, actually, I realize that I'm worth more than that. And you can put your little stupid purse away and, walk in the opposite direction. Or it might just be insulting, or it might feel condescending to you. They might mean well, but I just don't see it as that way. But anyway, bottom of the deck, like I was saying, we have the Page of Wands. Passionate communication, you see there. I believe that's a scroll. Could be written communication, but it is passionate communication. Nonetheless, somebody is communicating something passionate to you during mid-May through to June. You could also be doing this. You might be inspired to create something, something with art, something small, but it written. But it is an idea. It's a moving idea. Something playful. You see how this person's on the swing? It's something playful. Connects you to a sense of magic. It connects you to a sense of joy and playfulness, but it is an inspired creative action and communication nonetheless. All right. That's what I've got for you, Pisces. Have a fantastic rest of May. Do this if you like what I do. Subscribe if you haven't already. I promise you that this is a temporary setup until I get my laptop fixed. It is still under warranty. I just, need to take the time to, take a picture of the micro print on the bottom and call the support line. Anyway, we'll talk to you when we talk to you next. We'll see you when we see you next. Have a fantastic time. Bye.